Chrysostom, Commentary on Galatians, Episode 10. Al hotimen thumu, he epistole geme, ponti pu, de lon kai ek protes, anagnoseos, de epein tita paraxunan auton kata ton matheton, ugar mikran tuta ude euteles, epe ude autos tasaute, an echresata te kataphora. Now he continues. This adversative al, which is actually, of course, Allah, is a strong adversative, roughly equivalent to the Latin sed. But, and now the subordination, but that the letter is filled with passion, filled with vehemence. Epistole, of course, refers to the letter to the Galatians, the subject of the commentary. The editor has capitalized it for us to indicate that. The verb geme, of course, from gemo, this is present tense. Geme is a third singular. It means to be filled with, and it always patterns with a partitive genitive, thumu, because of course it can't be filled with the whole of something, but only with a part of something. But that the letter is filled with passion, ponti, to everyone perhaps is clear, even on a first reading. Let's clear the slate. Ponti, masculine singular dative, indirect object patterning with delon and the implicit verb, third singular of emi sum, namely st. It is clear to everyone, kai here, not a conjunction but an adverb, upon a first reading, protes anagnosios. Anagnosios, feminine singular and genitive, from the noun anagnosis, which means, of course, reading, and is cognate with the verb anagignosko, to read. Nevertheless, or but, here the men and the de create this nice parallelism, but it is necessary. Epein t. So no contrast, but that it's filled with passion is true, yet still it's necessary to explain or to say, and then we have here really the object of epein, what that thing is. Now notice that t here has an accent. This means it is not an enclitic indefinite form, it's interrogative. Now this is an indirect interrogative, and you can tell that by the way the sentence is punctuated. It's not punctuated as a question, it's an indirect question of sorts. It is necessary to say what it is, what is that thing which has exercised him, auton referring to Paul, which has exercised Paul or sharpened him. This verb means to put a point on something, to sharpen him against his students, against his disciples. Kataton, matheton. Kata here with the genitive indicating antagonism or hostility. For, he says, here comes the reason, it is not a small matter. This is not, and of course estin is implicit again. This is not a small matter, nor is it trivial. Auteles is an adjective that means finished off at the end, tapering into insignificance. It is equivalent, perhaps, to the Latin inanus or levis. It is no insignificant matter, since he himself, meaning Paul, would neither make use of ude echresata. Here we have the third singular, aorist, indicative, and middle verb. Otherwise, he himself would not make use of such a great te kataphora. Kataphora is a thrust, a sword thrust in a battle or a duel of some sort, and it's being used metaphorically here, of course. Paul is going to come right to the point, you might say, with his Galatian recipients.